Okay, let's talk about dopamine. You've definitely heard of it, right? It's that pleasure chemical you get from scrolling your phone or grabbing some junk food. But what if I told you that almost everything you've heard is wrong? We're going to get into the real science behind it. Yeah, this is the one you hear all the time. The idea that dopamine is the reward. You know, that feeling of happiness you get after you do something fun. It's a simple story, sure, but it completely misses the point of what's actually happening in your brain.
And honestly, the real science is way more interesting and frankly a lot more useful. See, it's not about pleasure at all. It's about pursuit. And once you get that difference, it's like a key that unlocks how motivation really works.
So, first things first, let's just completely dismantle this common myth. It's not about pleasure. It's about something way more fundamental to why we do, well, anything.
Okay, this is where we flip the whole script. Dopamine isn't the prize at the end of the race. It's the engine that gets you to run the race in the first place. It's released in anticipation, not celebration. It's not what makes the chocolate taste good. It's what made you get up off the couch and walk to the kitchen to find it. That's the huge difference between liking something and wanting it.
So here's the bottom line. Think of dopamine as your brain's little internal hype man. When it gets released, it's basically shouting, hey, pay attention, that thing over there is important, go get it. It's what creates that feeling of drive, of curiosity, that energy to move forward. All right, so if dopamine is the chemical of wanting, how does that actually play out in our day-to-day lives? How does it shape what we do? Let's take a look.
You know, your motivation isn't just a simple on or off switch. Every single one of us has a personal dopamine baseline, just a normal resting level. And how motivated you feel at any given moment really just depends on whether your dopamine is spiking above that baseline or crashing down below it. And it all comes down to one thing: prediction. Your brain is a prediction machine. If you expect a little reward and you get it, you feel a nice little rise. But if you get more than you were expecting, like an unexpected compliment or a surprise win, you get this huge spike. And that feels amazing. But the opposite is also true. You expect something and you get nothing, your dopamine level just plummets way below the baseline. And that feeling, that's disappointment, that's frustration.
So this whole thing creates a pretty clear cycle. It all starts with anticipation, right? You're just imagining a goal and your dopamine starts to rise. Then that dopamine keeps you going during the pursuit. And finally, the outcome decides it all. You either get that satisfying spike that tells your brain, hey, do that again, or you get a crash that says, you know what, maybe let's not try that next time. Now, this system worked perfectly for our ancestors, hunting and gathering. But what happens when you take this ancient brain and you drop it into our crazy modern world? Well, it gets hijacked. Just think about scrolling through a social media feed. You have no idea if the next post is going to be boring or hilarious or something amazing. And that unpredictability, that's exactly what our brains crave. It creates the strongest possible dopamine spikes. Our apps, our games, our news feeds, they are literally engineered to exploit this system to keep us hooked on the chance of a reward. Let's picture this for a second. Imagine this bar represents your brain's natural resting state. This is your healthy dopamine baseline. When you're at this level, normal things like taking a walk or having a good conversation feel pretty rewarded. And then you pick up your phone, and bam, these constant, unpredictable little rewards create these massive artificial spikes that just dwarf your normal baseline. Your brain gets flooded with a level of stimulation it just never evolved to handle. But see, your brain is smart. It tries to protect itself from being so overstimulated all the time. And how does it do that? It just lowers your baseline. So now you need more and more of that high stimulation stuff just to feel normal. And here's the real problem. Those regular activities like reading a book or working on a project, they just don't give you enough of a dopamine hit anymore to feel motivating. And this leads us to this great paradox of modern life. Chasing those constant, easy hits of dopamine doesn't actually make you more motivated. It does the exact opposite. It erodes your ability to find the motivation for the normal, effort-based things that actually matter in the long run. So if you've been feeling unmotivated or lazy, this is so important to hear. It's not you, it's not a moral failing. Your brain is just having a perfectly normal biological response to a completely abnormal environment. It's overstimulated. Real life just can't compete with these artificial highs we have at our fingertips 24/7. But here's the good news. You are not stuck like this.
Once you understand the system, you can start to work with your brain instead of against it. So let's talk about how you can actually start reclaiming your motivation. You've probably heard about this trend, right? The dopamine detox. The reason it can work is that by intentionally taking a break from all that high stimulation stuff, social media, junk food, video games, you give your brain a chance to reset. Your baseline slowly starts to climb back to normal, and suddenly, everyday activities start to feel rewarding again. But detoxing is kind of a short-term fix. The real long-term solution isn't just about avoiding things, it's about alignment. It's about consciously pointing your brain's powerful motivation system toward the goals you actually care about, tying that dopamine release to real effort and real progress.
So how do you actually do this? Well, first, break down your big goals into tiny, achievable wins. Every little step you complete gives you a small, healthy hit of dopamine that reinforces the whole process. Second, you gotta remove the easy competition. Put your phone in another room when you need to focus. Third, make the task just slightly challenging. Our brains love a good challenge, not too easy, not too hard. And finally, track your progress. Make it visible. Seeing a checklist get filled up or a progress bar move forward is a super powerful motivator.
And this really is the ultimate takeaway. You can stop trying to white-knuckle your way through things with sheer willpower. That's like trying to push a car that's out of gas. Instead, what you really need to do is focus on designing your life and your goals in a way that works with your brain's natural motivation system. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Your brain has one of the most powerful motivation systems on the planet, designed to help you achieve incredible things. The only question is, are you pointing it in the right direction? Are you really letting your brain work for you?